Hey, it's Earth Castle. A couple days ago I was looking through my playlist on Spotify and I saw this album cover. It's for a song called Wandering Nowhere by Unworn. I'd seen it plenty of times before, but this time I had a thought. Its simple architecture, environment and liminality had me thinking, could I recreate this in Hammer? So I gave it a try. This could technically be considered a sequel to my recreating liminal paintings in Hammer video, but since it's an album cover, I decided to separate it. Also, you can join my Discord server if you're a fan of the channel, need help with Hammer, or just want to hang out. You can also join my Patreon for exclusive map teasers, upcoming videos, and more. All the links will be in the description. Anyway, on with the video. I started off with a big flat grassy field. Since the texture I was using was a blend type, I chose to turn it into a displacement and add a little bit of dirt to the grass, even if it wasn't visible on the album cover. After that, I had the idea to use grass props to make it seem more like a field rather than a completely flat plain. I ended up using this tall bushy grass, spreading it across an area of the displacement and making sure to rotate it so there's no repeating texture within the grass props. I realised that the area I was planning to make was way too big for all these grass props and wouldn't really be needed anyway, so I just shortened it down to this square. After that, I got started with the main building. The first part I made was this big tower structure with a window on it. Getting the proportions right was a little hard since there's nothing else to go off in the image, so I kind of just made it as big as I thought it looked. After that, I added this little side square and sloped side to the structure, making sure to keep them the same shapes as in the album cover. There was also this little ledge on the small square that I added later, since I knew it needed to reach a certain point of the slope and not go any further. Then I added this small floating square part on the top of the main tower and textured it differently to the main structure since I thought it looked different on the album cover. I also realised that the top of the slope was not visible on the album cover and was hidden behind the floating cube, so I clipped the top of it behind the cube. Then I added the small ledge on the top of the tower, and made sure not to make it the same size as the other textures in the structure, since I needed it to stand out with the darker part of the texture, and it would have blended into the bottom of the tower if I made it identical. Then finally, for the main structure was the window in front. I made sure to make it just a little lower than the middle of the tower, and added the shutters on either side. I did however decide that I made the window too big, and ended up making it quite a bit smaller along with the shutters. I also wasn't able to texture the back of the shutters the same as the front, since they had both world and face enabled, so I just flipped the shutters around and opened them up since you wouldn't be able to see the back of them anyways. There was also this little rubble tower thing on the side that was very easy to make, since it's just a single brush, clipped and slightly sloped on one end. I also replaced the textures I was using with textures that were more accurate to the album cover in material and colour. Finally was the lighting. I needed to capture that dull, cloudy grey perfectly, and the sky behind it. For the skybox I used sky_fog, with the fog entity turned up so the actual fog would not be visible, but the sky would have the colour of the fog entity. And for the lighting, I dulled down the brightness and ambient brightness to 20, and faced the sun angle on the upper front of the main structure. I think this worked pretty well and looks quite faithful to the original. I also did some post-editing on the image to make it look even similar by colouring the grass and adding the grain effect from the album cover. And that's it. I think I did a pretty good job and I like how it came out. Feel free to try it yourself too. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe if you enjoyed. The links to my Discord and Patreon will be in the description, and that's all for now. See ya.